Let's go, boys. Let's go. Who do we got on the Horde Alliance? We're going to start with ADDONS as the Alliance Savior Paladin. We got Chrysler back in here. Propane is the first man. Tasty. Ooh, looking good. Looking good. I love it, man. And then Zakati representing the Unholy Death Knights on the Horde. However, we still have Lulu coming back. We got literally the best of the best in a single sitting. We also got no skill, by the way. Playing some Unholy DK. We got Pelcher in here as well. And Ezekiel. We got some of the best here. It's going to be Alphaden versus Lulu. Lulu's going to go for images. Touch of Death coming down onto Alphaden. Is the Paladin going to do anything? Bob coming out pretty early. Is Lulu going to go for a Belf on this? It looks like he has to know. Try to Belf it. I don't know if he lined away from Alphaden, but might have made a mistake or just stole the wrong buff. No worries, no worries. Lulu still surviving, still has karma. That's going to be punching down into the Shield of Vengeance. Going to pop back into Lulu. Going to hodge down right now, Trinket, and running away from the Pala. Taking some procs right now of Azeroth trades. Heatmark all procs are pretty massive as Alphaden has wings up and running. That's going to be a lot of damage, but that Ring of Peace is going to put him out on the side. Not going to be able to get on combat. I think Alphaden can still walk through Ring of Peace as long as he's not in combat, actually. So I wonder if somebody will actually end up using it to, like, get to somebody without getting in combat or something. Inkap coming down Alphaden. That's going to be Bob down, and Lulu's going to go for some damage. It's going to be a big Mallet Trinket dropping down onto Alphaden. Parried down. Can't really do much. It's not going to be a bubble out of the Paladin early, and it's going to be Paladin bubble. Going to go for flashlights as he pops the Trinket, trying to get as much healing out of it as he can. And Lulu is going to sling back behind some LOS. Changes Mog a little bit. I dig it, man. That's an assassin set. I like it. Stun coming down to Alphaden. He's going to break out of it with a racial and going to keep running. Head of Freedom coming down, but it's going to be a rotation for defenses for Lulu with Dampen Harm as Alphaden's trying to sling some damage in out of that Hodge. More of a defensive Hodge more than anything. Fist of Fury coming down onto Alphaden to parry a lot of the damage. Lulu's health is dropping little by little as Alphaden has more consistent pressure even without wings compared to Lulu. Does get an interrupt onto Lulu's heal, and Lulu's actually going to Dragon Kick all the way back to the other side of the arena, back home. Flash of lights and Vivify's coming down for both of these. Alphaden is out of a bubble, out of a bop. No trinkets available. Shield of Vengeance is the only thing that's available for him. It's going to pre-shield him, and that's going to be images out of the Lewis. He's trying to go for some damage. Alphaden is trying not to get a shield to pop. It's going to be a stun onto the Lulu. I don't think the shield is going to pop right now, but Alphaden is just trying to get some damage, put a dent into the Lulu. Is going to go for Execution Sentence, but that's going to be no damage onto that shield, and Lulu waiting out for that shield to pop before he gets in there with Fist of Fury, getting some easy damage onto Alphaden, and Alpha still has karma to deal with. Stun coming down. It looks like Lulu is hoping to finish him up right now before having to pop any kind of defenses. Alphaden is going to get wings running. Lulu's going to bail out for a second. Incap him, trying to keep him low. Touch of Death is going to come down. Oh, he needs a little bit more damage, and Alphaden is looking to play defensive, trying to run away with those wings. Maybe he can get a heal or something. Maybe he can get a heal right now. No, gets killed by that Touch of Death. That's going to be stun onto Lulu by Purple Haze. Karma is still available for Lulu. It's going to be a stun. Safety Trigger coming down, and Karma getting slung onto Purple Haze. He's going to go within a prison to follow. Just trying to get some distance away from Lulu, but not enough to where Lulu can just run away. That is going to be Ring of Peace. Trying to fly over it, not able to. Canceling out the air superiority over Demon Hunter. Lulu's going to continue running circles. Dragon Kick into the pillar, trying to get some distance from Purple. That's going to be Mallet Trinket dropping down onto the Monk, though, as Purple Haze trying to get a setup going, trying to go for a Blade Dance. Lulu's going to caught in the corner. Incap coming down. Lulu's continuing to run with whatever heals they have. Lulu's going to get a stun lock combo, trying to get some damage into Purple. Finally has Karma available. Waited out all that time with all the running and healing. All the micromanagement of his health with 7% dampening rolling into. Big Metamorphosis coming down for Purple, and he's going to be a hit with that Karma. Has no way to deal with the Monk right now. Just trying not to get locked down by Fist of Fury. Is going to go for an Imprison so he can survive this Karma for a little bit. Is going to get a stun onto Lulu. IBM to follow. Blade Dance and Annihilates it coming down. Trying to annihilate this Monk right now. This is going to be a port for Lulu. Couldn't quite get right behind the wall with a port. It's going to be out in the open. Purple should try to go for a kick onto Lulu, but he's going to chase him away with those Fist of Furies, with images, is getting in the middle of the enemy team, is going to go for some AoE damage, not exactly what he wants to do, is going to try to retro retreat past the Ring of Peace, not going to be able to reach Lulu, though. That was a nice placement over the Ring of Peace, as Lulu continues to run, in cap coming out, and back to the running strat, utilizing that pillar in the middle as much as possible. Purple is coming back with a trinket, does have invulnerability if he needs to. Lulu's going to pre-wall this damage yet again to try to stay alive. 12% dampening. Malachik coming down to Lulu. No way to self-heal off of this. Is going to go for a safety trinket right now as Annihilus and just going back-to-back into Purple Haze. I think it was a touch of death maybe? Out of Lulu, it was touch of death, I think. And Purple Haze is immune to all that damage that could have happened from the touch of death. His health is not looking that amazing either, but Lulu's running out of mobility little by little, getting hit with an imprison. That's going to be Purple maybe hoping to secure a kill right now. Going to go for a bit more damage. No karma available for 60 more seconds. Purple just needs a little bit more. Does get past the Ring of Peace, trying to I-beam Lulu from a distance. Does he have the mobility to get around to the Monk? Monk has barely any health, trying to go for Vivifies when you can. Expel Harms are coming down on cooldown. Chopping like hotcakes. Tricky coming down out of that incap. Karma coming in at the end. Purple is in a bounce spot. Malachik loading up. And Purple is not dead quite yet. He just can't heal off this, but he might be able to secure this kill. Vivifies are coming down for Lulu. If Purple has enough setup, he might be able to take out Lulu in a single stun lock combo. Waiting out for his health a little bit. Is going to get a little health out of Chrysler, I guess, from a lock Hellstone. Stun coming down onto Lulu. I-beam to follow. Wamba combo by the Demon Hunter. It is going to be another stun onto Lulu to follow. Trying to maintain his research generation. Fist of Fury coming down. It's going to go for Blade Dance for a moment. It's going to still run after Lulu. Going to catch him in a prison for a moment. He can fly over the Ring of Peace. No, not able to. The game doesn't let him. But it still trucks through it. That's going to be still more running and ports for Lulu. The most mobile class is the Demon Hunter versus the Monk. And the Demon Hunter can stand up to the Monk, interrupts him when the cast is welcome out for Lulu. Gonna get a stun into Purple Haze. And it's probably going to try to finish this off with a Fist of Fury. Stun coming down as Purple Haze is able to get free damage. Dropping down darkness on top of Lulu. Lulu's trying to bail out of the darkness right now. Trying to continue running and healing. And that's going to be another interrupt by Purple Haze. Giving him the resources. Maybe enough of Fury to be able to finish off Lulu right now. Continuing to run as the glaive gets thrown. As Purple gets rooted down. That's going to be Lulu continuing to pump Vivifies as much as he can. Trying to get another slow root onto Purple. Fist of Fury to lock him out. Imprison coming in. And Purple might be able to get a stun lock combo. It's going to be Ring of Peace. Does actually fell rush through the Ring of Peace, and Lulu's continuing to chill by the ring. Ring is down, trying to get another Vivify. Karma available any moment now. Karma coming down. Malachik can drop it onto Lulu, but it's going to go back into Purple as he gets a stun onto. No, immunity coming out for Purple Haze, so he doesn't take damage from anything right now for a moment. He's going to be able to come out. In cap coming down. Does Lulu have a stun touch? That's coming down. Does he have it? Stuns the Fist of Fury. I-beam coming down. It's really a fight against his life. Has a touch of death taken down on him. Any moment his health could just drop down to 0. Is he going to be able to survive? Looks like he is. Going to interrupt the Lulu. Stun coming down right now to Purple. Breaks out of it. Lulu could go down to Lulu. Does go down as Purple Haze takes him out right now. And that was probably one of the best duels I've seen by Purple Haze versus the Monk. It is going to go for an imprison onto Pelcher to follow. Trying to fight into another duel another day. That was nuts. That was an amazing duel between two of the most mobile classes ever. Even as a Demon Hunter, it's going to be hard. Is trying to fight through Leech, actually avoiding the stun by Pelcher by using meta. Is going to interrupt Pelcher on, I think, one of his nature spells and trying to bail out. As soon as Pelcher got some, oh no, 1 star search ends, and Pelcher did not want to give this guy an honor duel of any kind. Zakati's going to get a dot onto Pelcher. I didn't need a moment to just catch a breath and drink some water. These boys are not letting me, dude. That's how good these duels are. Wow. The whole time I had a tickle in my throat. Speaking about tickle in the throat, Pelcher got something worse than that. Malachik coming down for both of these guys. Stun coming down to Pelcher. No trick available right now. Gonna get stun direct by Pet. It's gonna be full army of the dead. AMS recovers Zakati, and he takes down Pelcher right now. Next up, it's gonna be Zakati versus ML Prox. Is Prox gonna let him go in honor duel? No. Gonna get at him. 36% dampening. You gotta start making plays. Lynchburn coming down for Zakati with a Malachik and hitting Zakati again. Two Malachik down again and again. Big transfusion coming down for Zakati with a safety trinket as he gets 2 ghouls to fight for him. One of them doing some free damage to him. Prox gonna grab the Feral out in the open so you can keep hitting him. Prox could turn around with a big old bite though. Bash comes in, but that's not before a death pack comes in for Zakati at the very right moment. Perfect global to global action just now. Prox is trying to get himself a reset. It's gonna be a Skulker hitting him with a few arrows from a distance. Zakati just goes to sleep for a moment as Prox tries to run away. It looks like Zakati's done. No, gets a stun. onto procs. I think Zakati is basically done. He's out of cooldowns, high dampening. Don't really know what else he could really do, but he's going to try fighting. He's going to get some damage into procs. Actually, his pet is going to die after he turned to an A-bomb. Going to have to resummon a weaker version of the pet. Pre-wall coming down for procs. He's still trying to get away from Zakati. Has some cooldowns, has some abilities, and he's going to go for some damage. Sticking in with Zakati. For just a moment, Tasty is coming out next as an LA Shaman, dropping out both of his elementals versus procs. That's going to be procs actually in stealth for a moment. No, LA is going to catch him right after. I think he got an Acorn stealth, but I think a Flame Shock or something got him out of stealth. That's going to be Tasty trying to catch up to Prox. Prox still is holding on to Trinket if necessary, and it's going to be Tasty finally able to connect with Prox for a moment. Could go for a big old Lightning Lasso. Going to go for a Stormkeeper setup. Trying to get a Stormkeeper bash coming out. Trinket's out of it. Is going to get a Stormkeeper. Mally Trinket onto Prox. Big old Lightning Bolts back to back. There's so much damage trying to turn around onto Prox. Swapping into Bear from trying to tank out all this damage from the Elemental Shaman as he's continuing just to pressure the Feral Druid as best he can. Burn a Trinket just to be able to do this damage. Prox continuing to run circles. Still is holding on to a Trinket. Does Stacey have Lightning Lasso? I hope he does so he can get a stun. Does land a stun. It's going to be pre-wall coming up for Prox. No wall available. Stacey still has an Earthshock or two. Freezes Prox for a moment, which stumps him for a little bit. Has to use a global just to power shift, but as he is still pressured, two elementals is still chasing after him. Prox finally able to catch himself. A few heals, but 48% dampening is really starting to hurt. It's going to be another meatball flying at Prox right now as Stacey gets a little bit. No, Prox catch himself a full reself. I guess no dots available, and Stacey might just have to go for an eye right now. Is going to go for healing surges, expecting the Feral any moment right now. Just making sure to look around him. Is going to have to pick up the eye. Does he expect the Feral to come out? Is the Feral going to come out and heal? Does have eyes. The Elemental Shaman does have eyes, but Feral is choosing to stay in stealth. Doesn't want to give away his position. Prox is waiting for him. On the other side is going to get the opener. Knockback coming in for Prox, and Prox is going to pre-wall this damage. Stacey going to get a Earthshock in there, walling this bash, and it's going to be a full Lightning Lasso. Going to get full damage in this, and if Stacey has any kind of Prox, he could end the Feral. It's going to pop into Bear from get another heal rolling while in Bear, which gives him more overall health, which is more value of that heal. Does have to spend a global swapping into Bear from, but it's worth for him. Stormkeeper is going to be up and running as Stacey wants to get some damage into Prox. Does he get an Earthshock maybe in them? Malachicken coming down. Big old Earthshock, and Prox dropped for very, very low health. Does get rooted to Tasty. Gonna be a Malachicken onto Tasty, trying to prevent him from being able to heal. Tasty still has one more Lightning Bolt ready and saved up, and let's try to use it. Lightning Lasso coming down onto Prox. It does take him out. Tasty gets to take another one out. That's gonna be Zico getting knocked out as he got himself a grapple hook. Tasty's gonna go for healing surge. Capacitorm dropping down onto the rogue. Hex coming down. Is he gonna trick it out of it? No, gonna set it. Whoa! That's the coolest Hex ever! He's a little Drust. He's a little Drust. Oh my god, that is the coolest Hex ever. What did that get added? Dude, Tasty, that is the coolest Hex. I've never seen that before. Dude, when you make him a little raptor or a cockroach or a frog, it's kind of like embarrassing more than anything. Gonna use the Warlock support just to get some distance away from Zekiel for a bit as the Outlaw pirate running at him. You're supposed to make your enemies look like a cockroach. You're supposed to make fun of them, but when you make them look like a Drust, they actually look cool. Tasty, what are you doing? I guess he gives him false sense of accomplishment or something. Gonna be stunned to Zekiel. Trick us out of it. Tasty's gonna get a lot of Earthshock damage. Big Lightning Bolts is gonna be stunned. And a Cloak of Shadows by Zekiel. Trying to get knocked. Tasty trying to go for a knock. Not gonna happen. It's gonna be a wall for Tasty. Does he have more damage? Earthshock coming down onto Zekiel. And Zekiel actually is gonna run away from that Earthshock. Vantage coming down. Tasty doesn't have a lot of health to work with. It's going to be a sap. And Zekiel could end him in a single stun lock combo. Not going to stun him in the opener. Does Tasty have anything stun coming down onto the Shaman? Parry coming in. Tasty, can you live this a little bit? Or is Zekiel going to have Lightning Lasso to end the rogue? Who is the Shaman? And that's going to be no skilled DK coming in to end our boy Tasty. No skilled DK, by the way. Is he going to be the guy that eliminates Chrysler? How no-skilled is he? We'll find out. Stun coming down onto Chrysler with an abomination on the other side. Chrysler just moves away. He's like, I'm not going to deal with a pet. I'm going to play on my own rules. Look at those pets. They're getting confused. Their AI is confused. Look at that. No skilled. Can't even control the abomination. That thing is like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I'm just going to stand here and do nothing. Is that a cry? Oh, I guess I should hit him. Yeah, I guess I should hit him. It is gone. This is why you don't go and get an abomination, dude. All brawn with no brains. That's going to be a big old charm onto no skill. Trinkets, actually no. Will of Forsaken's that. With an AMS to follow us, it's going to be Infernal coming down. It's going to be Infernal versus the Army of the Dead. Root coming down onto no skill as he's trying to go for big transfusion. Death Strike Sphere is going to sling him from a distance. Into Chaos Bolt, into a, oh my god, Cataclysm dropping his health so low as he gets IBF and even tries to go for a big old Death Pack, but nothing. Chrysler is able to eliminate that Death Knight. Woo! That's how you start a fucking duel, boys. Let's go! Did you see that? Everybody got to play. We had like the champs. Literally everybody had a chance to play. That was insane. Rip my ass and damn Chase, you played that so well.